flannel board activity. Flannel board construction. You need to have your own flannel board and it needs to stand up. You can buy them from the teacher stores, teacher catalogs. You can make them. I've seen people cover boards. I've seen husbands make them. Them bulletin board things that they use for science fair projects. I've seen people do that. It needs to be covered with flannel, okay? Because your pieces need to stick to it. Like this is a flannel board. This flannel board, I say it's not good flannel board because it can't stand on its own. See, it won't stand up. Some of them used to have them little things like you have the photos that you can stick on the end of it. If you can find a way to make them stand up, that's fine. But your flannel boards need to stand up. They come in all different shapes. They come in all different sizes. All those things. Some people put pockets on the back of them. Your pieces to go on your flannel board, your pieces have to be made of flannel. Okay? Flannel sticks to flannel. Okay? When you're making your pieces, think about your board. You don't want to have these big giant pieces and these little teeny weeny board. Okay? You don't want to have a little teeny weeny board and big giant pieces. So think about the size. I mean, this is a nice size, and they talk about sizes in your book. But just make sure that your pieces stick. Because when I'm grading them, if you're telling the story and you're sticking them up there and they're falling off, I'm taking all points. So they need to stick. Flannel will stick to flannel. There's regular type of flannel out there, and there's also stiff flannel out there now, if you look. Office Max, Walmart, teacher stores, they all sell flannel. They sell different colors flannel. The stiff just makes it easier to cut and easier for you to glue pieces on or do whatever you want to do with them. But I want them made of flannel, not a cardboard, not a tag board. That's too heavy. If you think they're going to fall, you can cheat and put a little bit of Velcro on the back of them so you know they won't fall off. These are some little flannel pieces. These aren't really flannel pieces, but they're made of flannel. These are really finger puppets when we talk about puppets. But they're made of flannel, and they just kind of give you an idea of if you have to make people. There's books out there that tell you about making flannel board pieces. There's books out there with patterns in it to make flannel board. The back of your book, the back of chapter 12, actually has cutouts in it for you to make flannel board pieces. Flannel is usually about maybe 10 cents a sheet or 5 cents a sheet or something like that, if I'm correct. It's not that expensive, not very, very expensive. So when you're thinking about your flannel board activity, make sure that you make it. Stories can be non-fiction. You can get ideas from the children to make stories out of, ideas from your storytelling stories. The thing about it is make sure that you use your teacher presentation skills that are listed in your book. Practice and check your pieces beforehand. I get people all the time, they get up here and start telling their story, they left a piece in their book bag. They left a piece in their notebook. Before you start, check your pieces. Make sure everybody's comfortable. Place your pieces behind your board flat in order so you will know what to take out and what to move around. Okay? You want to tell the story. You don't actually have to get up here and tell your flannel board story this time. You're just going to say, like, okay, if this was brown bear, what do you see? I made the pieces for brown bear, what do you see? This is the bear, this is the da-da-da, this is the da-da-da. You don't have to tell it. If you want to tell it, you can. And of course, if you're going to tell it, it needs to kind of be what? Semi-memorized. Because you can't read a piece of paper and stick things on flannel board at the same time. So just remember that. There's a lot of other things for making pieces. You can use overhead projectors to project your thing up there so you can trace on the flannel. You can make copies and then trace them out on top of your flannel or cut them out and trace them. I don't want them raw. I want you to actually make them because you know when you're real teachers you don't have a lot of money to go along with it. Any questions about flannel board activity? Okay. That's it.